Hey, Bayek, it's me, Ian. And in today's video, I'm continuing my look at classic Doctor Who, the golden period, the golden era. And it is always the third and the fourth Doctors that I've been looking at. And this is The Stones of Blood from 1978. Now, this is the third story in the Key to Time series. Previously, we'd had The Pirate Planet, and the next one will be Androids of Tara. Now, this is as from the 16th season, I say the third story, and it was transmitted on the 28th of October through to the 18th of November 1978. It is written by David Fisher, who wrote Androids of Tara, 1978, The Creature from the Pit, 1979, The Leisure Hive, 1980. And also, he wrote an episode for the Hammer House of Horror 1980 TV series. Yes, so that is interesting, as you can see with the story. And the story he wrote was Guardian of the Abyss, which is a great... That series, incidentally, highly recommended. If you can get hold of a copy, watch it. It is fantastic. What a series for Hammer that was. Anyhow, let's get back to Doctor Who. So this is directed by Darrell Blake, who is really a TV series and TV film directors. That's where all his work is. Yeah, lots of it. And of course, I'll go into the permanent bits of this season, which is the script editor is Anthony Reed, and it's produced by Graham Williams. The music is, of course, by Dudley Simpson. Now, a few notes on the production. The setting of the story was in the Boscawen stone circles, but actually the one that was used was Rollright stones in Oxfordshire. And also, they used a high professional quality video camera on this. It's interesting because often you notice sometimes on the film there's sometimes a dip in quality, or sometimes not. It depends. But often in Doctor Who that is the case. So this is really high quality video footage that we see. Let's get into the cast. We of course have got Tom Baker as the fourth Doctor, with Mary Tamm as Romana. I like Romana, and I did love Leela such a lot. I thought Leela was fantastic. But Mary Tamm is another interesting companion. I really like her because she's different from what we've seen, very much the equal to the Doctor, which I know in many ways led to some people thinking that this wasn't a good idea. But I think it's good because we've seen also that Time Lords can be women. Haha, yes, for all the haters of the 13th Doctor. Yes. So, we've got also John Leeson, who plays the K9, the voice of K9. He doesn't actually get inside it. He couldn't. No. But yeah, he's the voice of Kane, very recognisable, and a great voice actor for Doctor Who. He's done a lot. So, the cast is headed by Beatrix Lehman, who plays Professor Rumford. Now, she has had an amazing career, which went back to 1935. Her first film was Passing of the Third Floor Back in 1935. And just some of her other films, I'd just like to point. This isn't a full, complete filmography, but she was in Candles at Night, 1944. She was in brilliant Cold War thriller, The Spy Who Came In From the Cold, 1965, which has Richard Burton in the role. She was in another popular film in the 60s, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, from 1966. And here's an interesting one for music lovers. She was in Wonderwall, 1968, which, of course, was this sort of psychedelic kind of film, which George Harrison was involved with. Yes, music and all that. And of course, Wonderwall then became a name and a song associated with Oasis. So it all goes back to this film in 1968. And she was in a really good horror film, which was The Cat and the Canary, 1978. She sadly died, I think, the following year after this, which is rather sad. But there we are. What can I say? And then we've got Susan Engel, who plays Vivian Fay. She was in Charlie Bubbles, 1967. She was in Inspector Caluso, 1968. She was in Ascendancy, 1983. And Damage, 1992. Then we've got Nicholas McArdle, who plays DeFries. He was in TV series and TV films all throughout the period. You recognise him and you think, wow, I was in that one. And then finally we've got Elaine Eves Cameron, who plays Martha. Now, she was in Murder by Decree, 1979, which has had a lot of publicity recently because I think it's had a release on Blu-ray or an update on that. That's a Sherlock Holmes story. She was in Supergirl, 1984, which I know splits opinion in a lot of ways. And a lot of people are not very happy with that film, but I think it's okay. Anyway, it's just my opinion. Supergirl, that's 1984. And then she was in Dead Babies in 2000. So those are the actors and actresses involved. The music is, of course, provided by Dudley Simpson. And as I've indicated, we've got a really good location settings here in this story mixed with the studio. But this one really benefits a lot, I think, from the location shooting. And I think they couldn't really not do that, really, because it just adds totally to the atmosphere of the story. So what is the story about? Well, it's set around, of course, the Stone Circle. And also, interestingly, this prison starship, which is in hyperspace. And it's for criminals, right? It's a criminal ship. And on board, a criminal called Caesar of Diplos has escaped and he's hiding on Earth. And there wasn't time to bring to prosecute her. So they're going to hopefully find her and then get her and take her to a sentence to be carried out. Because what has happened is they want to prosecute her for stealing the Great Seal of Diplos. And you're thinking, Brian, what's that about then? Well, of course, it is all part and important of this story because it is the third segment of the Key to Time. So that's why the Doctor and Romana are involved in the story. It's brought them here to this stone circle. Fantastic. Yes, it is. And it's a great story, actually. It surprised me in many ways of how well put together it was in many ways. I know that's not a surprise because Doctor Who gets a lot of good directors and script writers, and it's just that the look of it is fantastic. And also, I think it's another, and I think many people will see this as perhaps the last of the Hammer horror influenced films, that gothic sort of horror that we've had. Been going quite a while, really. You could say it goes right back to stories like Demons and that and Pertwee era. And it's come, and of course, in the Tom Baker era, we had all these wonderful tales, which, Pyramids of Mars, of course, The Brain of Morbius, and all these are all gothic kind of themes, and the whole list, Talons of Weng-Chiang as well. Wow, what one that is. There's just loads of this era, but this is perhaps the end of that, the last one that is blatantly using that influence. And I think it's a good move to do that. You can't just keep doing. There's always good to have a change, but this is a good story. Would you put it as the best of those kind of gothic stories? I don't think you would put it as the best, but I enjoyed the story. And I think it does stand up well, and it fits in nicely into this Key to Time series. And I think Romana, Mary Tam plays Romana excellent. She has that sort of, it's a different dynamic almost with her and the Doctor, and I like that. It's a nice change. So it's a good story and highly recommended. I would definitely recommend this story. It came out on VHS in 1995 and became part of the Key to Time box set DVD collection in 2007. So, I know you can see it there, but here it is, my copy. There, great cover. There's no Blu-ray release yet, but it will come into the Doctor Who collection. There it is. There's quite a nice set of extras on this. And there it is. Nice disc there. And there's a leaflet we always get, which is full of bits of information, which is great. But the documentaries are great. And Mary Tam is featured quite a lot in them. And it's always sad when they're no longer with us. But glad they were able to contribute to the documentaries. But yeah, this is highly recommended. If you haven't got it in your collection, go and get it. Yes. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. As I say, I really love my DVD Doctor Who collection. I wouldn't change it for anything. I bought them as they came out over the years, and it's a collection I wouldn't, say, oh, now we've got Blu-rays replaced. No, I'm keeping these. Absolutely, I love them. And hopefully we'll get the Blu-ray release in the Doctor Who collection soon. And that's it. I've rabbited on far too long, haven't I? I guess I have. So, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and we'll let you know when I put out videos. And also, if you like Doctor Who, go and have a look at all the reviews I've done of Doctor Who. I've done quite a lot. Just look in the playlist. You can see them all. And if there's anything you fancy, go and have a look at it. And hopefully you like it. Now, if you like this video, please give this video a like. If you give it a like, it gets it out onto YouTube and algorithms. And then hopefully more people might enjoy it. And if you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I love to read your comments and I'll always answer them. And that's it. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.